the flip side of that, there are a lot of individuals that change who they are. Hey, what's up, individuals, man? Listen, I'm gonna leave the link below, man. You guys can go create an account over on Stereo and check out the National Fathers League over on Stereo. Also, His and Hers, me and my baby, we're gonna be doing a lot of shows over on His and Hers. I'm gonna leave both of those links below the video. It would only take about a minute or so, 2 minutes at the most, to set up a profile over on Stereo. So please, man, you guys get on over there and check us out. I want to talk about something today. And today is the 3rd of December, 2020. Appreciate those thumbs up. Please, by all means, if you're new to the channel, man, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to ask a question. And I asked this question before, but did rap music fail black people? Did rap music fail black people? People, there was once upon a time, rap music was the normal man's platform. When you seen Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, if you look at their album covers where they got the feathers on, they got all the stuff on. If you look at George Clinton where they wore the diaper and all had all the artifacts going on, that is what entertainers used to do. When you look at Elton John and he had the flowers, when you look at old album covers, when you look at Earth, Wind and Fire and you see all those clothes that they wear, you look at Rick James with the beads and the leather on, that is what entertainers have shown us. What hip hop did was hip hop came along and hip hop gave us the everyday dude by way of Run DMC. This was done by the rap group Run DMC. What Run DMC did was, with the Adidas, with no shoelace, what Run DMC said was we was gonna leave from our house to the limo to the stage. We was gonna wear the same clothes that we wore every day when we performed. We was gonna wear those same clothes. And that's what that was one of the greatest points of hip hop. Hip hop showed that average everyday dude that the entertainer was in your image. Hip hop has failed us. What hip hop is showing us now is, I'm gonna lie to the public and tell my fans that I'm a killer, thus for having the listeners wanting to be killers. People, I'm gonna tell you something. Black people, we will never get the respect that we deserve because we don't even respect ourselves. We have a lot of broken things inside that we want to ignore. We got music telling our men, I'm a killer. The image that they want to project is smoking weed, just being ignorant. Our women, you cannot get them to act out any other way than a slut. What our music is showing and what our music now got women in the image of a slut. Anything in the image of a woman is not a trash ass woman is the new first class black woman. And that all happened because of hip hop. That all happened because of hip hop. Hip hop has done more damage to the black community than crack. If you know like I know, then you understand. If you don't, you'll disagree with me. I remember back in 1993, 1994, when MC Light made I Want a Roughneck. At that same time, En Vogue, in a collaboration with Salt and Pepper, had I Want a Man, I Want a Man, I Want a Man, I Want a Mighty Good Man. The amazing thing about both of those songs is that they changed the image of the black man. MC Light, when she made I Want a Roughneck, the image of the good man in the black community was destroyed. Once again, it was done because of hip hop, aka rap music. There was a time when, through conscious rap, we used hip hop to express our intellect. That is no longer the case with hip hop. Hip hop does nothing but deliver us trash music, which in turn makes us trashy people. And you can say, not me, but if you're not speaking out against it, then you're for it. If you want to say, I don't want to say nothing, then you're for it. And what I mean by that is, the good in our community needs all the help it could get. It is all hands on deck. We are sinking. We are sinking. We are sinking. We are at the point where we think if enough people say it, that it is in fact the truth. I want y'all to listen to this woman. I want y'all to listen to what this woman says, because this is and explains black people in its entirety.
What's up, Instagram? So, just wanted to ask the question. How many of you guys are planning on getting the COVID-19 vaccine? No judgment, no judgment. This isn't a left or right issue.
This is Candace Owens, by the way.
These articles are ramping out about vaccines. How many of you guys are going to be among the first to inject this experimental vaccine that's been rushed into your arms? I've been amazed, really, just seeing the power of propaganda. And if people say things enough time, people completely suspend critical thinking. Like, I was just trying to work out how a virus that has a...
You heard what she just said. I am amazed at how about the strength of propaganda, and how if enough people say it, you suspend critical thinking. That is black people. Do you know how many times I got into conversations with people on topics they had no idea about? They simply said, I am thinking that I know this and I heard enough about it on Twitter and Facebook. Now I want to talk to him about it. Can you imagine that?
There's a whole bunch of perspectives to be this way. The ingredients is what's going to make it effective or not effective. So when somebody asks me anything about the black community, and there's a whole bunch of perspectives, because in 1994, when Public Enemy made an album, Music in Our Message, because prior to that, when they came out in 1986, for 8 years, the rap group Public Enemy was screaming, the white man, the white man, the white man. Then in 1994, they released the album Music in Our Message. He took the word message and broke it up to message. Chuck said it then. It ain't the white man doing it to us. It's us doing it to us. So if the rap group Public Enemy was saying for 8 years one thing and then came to an understanding that it's us doing it to us, we gotta fix what's inside before we can go on the outside. That's just my belief. And
so you saying it's still like not fight for anything until we fix inside the community across the board?
if that's what you got out of what I'm saying, I can't.
I know. I'm asking to understand because that's what it sounds like. But if that's not what you're saying, can you please enlighten me?
Okay, well, okay, so
I must have misunderstood.
well, you how do a broken person move forward? How does a broken person move forward?
Besides trying to make themselves.
They're broken. If they're broken, they're not trying to mend themselves. They're broken. So how do they move forward if they're broken?
Which is part, just because one part is broken doesn't mean that the whole thing is to be thrown out.
I didn't say thrown out. I said how do they move forward? I did not say thrown out. I don't know where you got that from.
That's what it sounds like when you said because we can't do anything unless we fix
What y'all-
what's in the community. And I hope
This is an individual that asked me about a conversation pertaining black people, and she has just injected the estrogen perspective on full display. You can get offended by what I'm saying all you want. This woman is not answering my questions. She's trying to get me to adhere to a narrative change. Once I adhere to, I'm asking you, how do you move forward when you're broken? She can't answer the question, but this is a conversation that she brought up to me. This is an individual that is exactly what I'm talking about. This is the typical conversation that you have with a black person that comes to me and think they want to sound educated based on Twitter and get educated based on Facebook, as opposed to, like I said, I had this conversation this year. I went back all the way down to 1994 and way back down to 1986 to gather information that I was telling her about. Listen some more.
it's like talking about the mistreatment, the discrimination, the whole gamut of things that's going on to us as a whole. And what I'm gathering is you said us as a people, if we don't get fixed, we can't do nothing else. So should we still stay suppressed? Because all of us can't be together.
Now notice I let her talk. I'm letting her talk.
Okay. What it basically gets down to is when it comes, you just said earlier that they were doing studies on black men, right?
And then, on black men.
Yeah. Your favorite movie.
So they were doing, they injected them
Black men.
with that,
Okay.
because they were black.
Okay.
And they could do that.
Right. So can I ask you a question then? Where's the studies that where they did that to black? Where's the studies that where they did that to black women?
With the same study or any study.
Yeah, the same study.
I don't know about the same study going being done to women. I just know about that incident because I did that.
Okay. Have you ever heard of Sister Shahrazad Ali?
No.
Okay. Have you ever heard of Carol Swain?
No, never heard of
Gotcha.
it.
Okay.
Now I want y'all to listen. What this woman is going to say is, oh, because I don't know about these people, I don't. See, I've learned that when you talk, individuals will ask, and I've spoken to individuals that are so dumb in their perspective, but are extremely smart at trying to get you off of your narrative. So please listen.
So, you get to see what I know. I mean, what? They know something, probably something that you think I should know for.
Now I'm not going to enlighten you. I just asked.
See, now, what y'all got to understand is, all those little word fiddles, what? They enlighten you? What? They thinking what? They saying something you think I should know? What? You want to enlighten me on something? That's what you call patronizing. That's the absolute norm that goes on communication in the Black community. That's one of our broken features. But she was talking to me, and I'm excellent at putting trash in that place.
Because
I said, do you say, I mean, what? They know something, they publish something that
What they know, they publish.
no, I'm not going to enlighten you. I just asked you because
I said, do you say, did they do something that would enlighten you?
I'm going to get to that. What I'm saying is, you're asking me a question based on something that's happening now, a movement, Black Lives Matter. I've been in the trenches of what you're talking about for the past 20 years. I see now that's where our differences are. So you're talking to somebody that does this, went to school for law, teach Black people how to understand when they go to court, how to act. This is what I do. So I was trying to get a gauge on your perspective, your full perspective on what angle of this are you coming in at. So that's because you're asking me.
You're asking me who do I know and know what they work with?
Of course.
Of course. Well, what other way do I got to gauge you? What other way do I got to gauge you?
So this is 99.9% of the conversation that I have with individuals. Now, if I asked her about a twerk song, if I asked her about rap music, she would know that, she would do that. And this is how you know, because people, I'm gonna tell you something. There is no leveled plane. You're either woke or you sleep. This is an individual that woke up and read an ad on Twitter and is trying, and I was trying to be nice, and I lied. I wasn't in the trenches for 20 years. I'm 51 years old. I've been in the trenches well before I turned 10 years old. But this is what happens when you listen to an individual that think they want to educate you on the problems that we have as Black people, and they haven't a clue on even knowing how to converse. What you heard was a woman that said, what? They published something that you think I should know about, that you want to tell me about? No. Nobody educates somebody on a topic that they came up with. You don't sit down there and allow a person to be dumb, absolute dumb, in a topic that they don't know about, and then sit down there and think that you're supposed to educate them on a topic that they came up with. But once again, had I would have talked about rap music, she would have been right there. All right, I'm gonna back it up a little bit because I want y'all to hear how this is going to unfold.
Your full perspective on what angle of this are you coming in at? So that's because you're asking me.
You're asking me who do I know and know what they work in? Is that what that was about?
Fucking right.
Of course. Well, what other way do I got to gauge you? What other way do I got to gauge you?
Mocking now,
But that's
patronizing.
your opinion, but go ahead.
No, it's not. It's a fact. If I'm asking you about these people and you don't know about them, I can say that this is why me and you are coming at this from two different perspectives. Why do you like using the word opinion a lot? These are facts. I know more about this thing than you do. That's a fact. Because I'm asking you about these people that made certain points. I'm asking you about these people that wrote books and you don't know them. But you're asking me about Black Lives Matter.
But that's why I asked you. Enlighten me. When you mentioned the name, I said, well, it's
Well, it kind of sounded like you was mocking me. It kind of sounded like you was mocking me. And then you said that's my opinion.
I said I don't know.
Nah, what you said was you're asking me about that, so you're trying to say I don't know about that. That's your opinion.
No.
That's what you.
No. Okay. Oh no. I think you misunderstood me. You guys spoke wrong. I said, why? Is it something that they did? You want to enlighten me on?
You said that too, but you said that in addition, you said that because of that, I don't know. Well, then that's your opinion. And I said, no, it's a fact because once again, I've been doing this I'm 51 years old. I tell people if I was born 10 years earlier, I would have been a Black Panther. I'm into politics. I don't rate things based on what I learned on Twitter. I know politics from its essence. I don't do none of that. You asked me about Black Lives Matter. That's what you asked me about. Okay? Black Lives Matter is a whole bunch of stuff going on with them right now. But what I'm telling you is that when it comes to this thing here, I got a lot of work in doing what you're talking about. I got a lot of work in. A couple of books written. That's what I do. So when I asked when somebody started asking me, and I'm trying to I'm gauging you because you asking me from the perspective of your knowledge and everything where you think it's important at. I think it's important somewhere else. That's why I asked you about those individuals. That's why I asked you.
Okay, and I asked you, and my question was, why did they do something, or did they write something that you can enlighten me?
Yeah, I'll text you that. The thing is, when you find out somebody is when you're having a discussion with somebody about something and they don't know, then it would probably be a good idea to just end the conversation based on that, because I can't give you a crash course on something that you brought to my attention about, and I know an entirely different perspective on it than the conversation that you thought of. You brought this up, not me. You brought this up.
Well, I'm not upset. Okay.
Now, I ain't say. Ain't nobody say nothing about upset. Why you say upset? I just said.
Because it sounds like your tone changed.
Listen that. Now she is doing the typical thing. Now I got to try to dub him as mad. It sounds like my tone changed. My tone ain't changed. But people, this is why I teach what I teach. Here's a person that thought that she was going to run some narrative down on me, and but this is what we got going on in our community. This is the Black community. This is us unaware, sleeping, not thinking that, once again, that I can educate myself via Twitter. I can educate myself via an article. People think Black Lives Matter is the organization to be down with only because that's what they say. Let me tell you something. Why is that? By KRS-One is more powerful than the Black Lives Matters movement. The blueprint by KRS-One, that CD alone, is more powerful and make a stronger conscious uplifting than the Black Lives Matters movement. And let me tell you something. If you don't disagree, you wouldn't. And the only reason why you wouldn't agree is because you did not read the Black Lives Matters mission statement. For anybody, for any Black person of any sense and body of mind to say, you know what, the Black Lives Matters movement is the thing to be. I'm not going to argue that point with you. So I'm going to put a bow on it by saying this. In 1986, the album Yo Bum Rush the Show came out. On that album was the song Rebel Without a Pause, Public Enemy. When that song came out, I was high on Run DMC. In one of the lyrics in that song, Flav said, hard. Chuck D said, that's my calling card. Recorded and ordered, I'm a supporter of Chesimar, loud and proud, kicking live, master poet supreme, super troop, bazooka, the scheme.